Hey, phototristan back with another video, and in this video I am reviewing the Schiit Audio Gungnir Multibit DAC, which you see here on the bottom. Stacked on top of it is the Schiit Audio Gungnir 2 amplifier. In this video I'm just reviewing the DAC. And I've ordered this, I actually pre-ordered it when it was first announced, I think back in late August 2015. And I've been using it ever since, and I've really been quite happy with this DAC. I think it's really a great DAC, both in terms of sound and design and performance, and probably for the price, it's one of the better DACs out there that you can get, if not the best out there. Sure, there are more expensive DACs, and even Schiit Audio sells one called the Yggdrasil. That one retails for like $2,300 or something like that, whereas the Gungnir Multibit retails for $1,250, and some would even say that the Gungnir Multibit sounds better. And also you get a lot of the same technology, sort of the trickle-down technology from the, statement DAC down to this DAC. So, I think it's a really good buy. Without going into all of the technical stuff, I'll go into a little bit of the stuff that they say on their website. But in terms of the sound of this, there are DACs out there that sort of sound darker but aren't quite as resolving in terms of the details and micro details. And then there are DACs out there that sound just brighter, a lot brighter. And by brighter, I'm thinking of DACs based on the Sabre chips, the ESS Sabre chips. I've actually owned, two DACs before that had the Sabre chip, and I just found those a little bit too bright and strident sounding for me. Whereas the Schiit Audio Gungnir sort of fits right in the middle of being bright and being dark. It's just really a neutral sound signature, but at the same time really quite resolving. Schiit Audio has incorporated into the Gungnir Multibit something what they refer to as a Super Burrito filter. I think it's called Super Burrito Mega Filter, that's just their nickname for it. And what that basically means is the DAC has built-in bitrate upsampling. So if you feed it a Redbook CD signal, which is a 16-bit 44.1 signal, internally within the DAC it'll actually upsample and give you a higher res output. Just internally without you even doing anything. That's just all automatic. And it does that, very transparently, so that you actually basically, when you're listening to it, you're listening to higher bit audio than what you're actually feeding it without actually, losing anything like that. So they've managed to, really accomplish that really well. Mike Moffitt is one of the co-founders of Schiit Audio, and he's the designer of their DACs, including this one. And he actually worked and co-founded Theta Digital back in the 90s, which is, a very well-renowned brand. And Mike Moffitt is definitely sort of world-renowned in terms of knowing what he's doing and, being a designer of great-sounding DACs. And the, Gungnir Multibit is certainly no exception to that. So with the Gungnir Multibit DAC, you're getting specialized AKM chips because Schiit Audio does not use off-the-shelf chips. They're actually using chips by a company called AKM. And AKM traditionally makes DACs or, DAC chips for the medical industry, for medical instrumentation and things like that. So Mike Moffitt actually was able to, take these chips and make an audiophile DAC out of them rather than using sort of off-the-shelf chips. So in the Gungnir Multibit DAC, they're using digital analog converters which offer true hardware balancing. So it's a fully balanced DAC, and it provides 19 effective bits of resolution. The analog section is completed with the same discrete JFET buffers and summers, the same as the Yggdrasil. The Gungnir Multibit also offers something what Schiit Audio calls adaptive clock, which is a proprietary system that provides really good jitter performance and glitch-free connectivity. Adaptive clock analyzes the incoming signal quality and automatically routes it to the best clock regeneration system within the DAC, either VCXO or VCO based, and it does this all without altering the bit depth or the sample rate of the original signal in the original music. The Gungnir Multibit also comes with a full 5-year warranty, which is really quite better than industry standard, I must say. I really like the looks of this, especially with the Gungnir 2 amp stacked on top of it. It's just got a really cool sort of austere Bauhaus type style, which I really appreciate. And I've been really happy with the resolving power of this DAC. I hear a lot of micro details in the music, and I can really pick out the instruments in the sound stage. Like if you listen to something like Big Band, for instance, where there's a whole lot of instruments, you can really hear like every little instrument in the sound stage really quite well. The DAC is not too bright, it's not overly dark, It's just neutral, but at the same time quite resolving sounding, and it really sounds good with any kind of music that you throw at it. So I have to say they've done a really good job of providing, really good resolving power and neutrality to this DAC. This DAC doesn't necessarily have a quote-unquote sound of its own. I would just call it very neutral sounding, which is good. That's what you want. That's what gives you the most accurate representation of your music. So for instance, if you play a dark sounding recording through it, then that recording will sound dark. If you play a bright sounding recording, that recording will sound bright. But the DAC itself does not impart its own sound signature into your music and songs. And it incorporates trickle-down technology from Schiit's Statement Yggdrasil DAC, which costs like $2,300, down into a DAC that costs $1,250. So this has been my look and review of the Schiit Audio Gungnir Multibit DAC. For questions and discussion, please see the comments field. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.